Okay, whether you love or hate this movie, it's on you. But regardless, the story really does tell a really scary reality that's actually happening right now. Hey guys, welcome to Happywax TV. So tonight we're talking about the movie called Automation. It just came out. I saw the trailer for this movie and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this one a go because it looks like it could be a lot of fun. You know, I like this style of movie. I love these low budgeted movies as long as they don't take themselves too seriously. You know what I mean? And I mean, just even by the trailer, you know what I mean? Like we know it's a guy in a suit. I mean, of course it is. What else would it be? It's not CGI, and that's why I wanted to give this one a watch to see if they, you know, if they did it justice. And for the most part, with the robot, I really thought they did. I mean, C-3PO is a legend. You know what I mean? Guy in a suit. You know, the robot from Lost in Space, guy in a suit, and even you know, RoboCop. I mean, it's you know, after Peter Weller gets murdered, it's a robot, more or less, guy in a suit. You know what I mean? So it's the same as this guy, this robot called Otto. So very quickly, it stars Elisa Dowling as Jenny, Sadie Katz as Susan, Perry Shen as Alan. Okay, those are the main characters in this movie. Basically, Susan and owns or is the owner or part owner of this packaging company, I think it is. Anyways, they bring this robot in, Otto, to kind of, you know, modernize it and help out and see if it'll speed things up. So unfortunately for the laborers that work there, it does. So, and it's Christmas time, but what they've decided they're going to do is they're going to lay everybody off and then just order more of these robots to come in and do the work for them, which is what I was getting at in my opening segment there, because it happens all the time, right? More and more human jobs are lost to robotic ones. And it's scary. It really is. So, I mean, you know, it is a thing. It's a reality. But anyways, so first act, we're introduced to the characters. We're introduced to this robot. We find out that Jenny really likes the robot and the robot really likes Jenny. It's not supposed to have feelings, but it kind of takes a liking to her. You know what I mean? And it considers her as a friend. That sort of thing. And then end of the first act is kind of where they gather all the laborers together and tell them that they're laid off. Okay. And I mean, obviously this group of people is going to be angry and pissed off, and they are. Why the fuck wouldn't you be? So to make it even worse is they give them a stipulation where they're going to get this really good severance package, but they have to stay on for X amount of weeks to train the robots to do the job that they do. So if that's not a fucking slap in the face, and if they choose not to do it, then they don't get their severance package. So, I mean, you can imagine how pissed off these people are. So, anyways, second act starts. One of the workers, I can't remember what his name is, breaks into the shop there after hours. And while this Otto robot is recharging itself, this guy comes in and starts smashing it in the head with a fucking shovel. Okay, so it kind of short circuits and it starts picking up its old memories. And that's when we find out that originally this robot Otto was used in wars. Okay, they would send it in and it would destroy people. It had lasers and it was high tech, you know what I mean? So, but it was in an incident and they show a flashback, okay? And you have to keep in mind this is low budget, okay? So the CGI in this is terrible. I mean, I'm not even gonna try and get around that, but this movie doesn't take itself too seriously, which makes it a little more viable, okay? So anyways, it starts going back and forth between, you know, working in this place, which it enjoys doing, and then this battle robot, which is what it initially was designed for. But when this guy smashes it over the head, it kind of goes into battle mode, okay? And I'm thinking, okay, sweet. And this is right around the halfway point of this movie, okay? And I'm thinking, sweet, because right up until this point, nothing really happens like gore or the robot flipping out. But you know it's going to, because it shows it in the trailer. So the robot takes this guy and like semi breaks his neck and then takes the fucking shovel and beats this guy in the head. I swear to God, 20 times. It's like a 2-minute scene of him just and it didn't show it. It didn't. I thought, fuck, here we go. This movie, like, because it's a video on demand, like a low budget movie, they're going to make this, when this thing finally does start killing people, it's going to be fucking glorious, gory blood everywhere. And it didn't fucking happen. I was so disappointed. I really honestly did. I was into this movie and I thought it was great right up until the halfway point. And as soon as that scene happened, I was like, fuck. It was like you know what I mean? Like all the energy just got sucked out of me because I realized that this wasn't going to be a gory mess of a movie that I wanted it to be, and it wasn't. And I mean, there's not even really a lot of kills in this movie. Like I don't know, there's like maybe 4 or 5. And it's nothing crazy. It's just like neck twists and stuff like that. And I mean, anyways, the second act is this thing going crazy and starting to kill people, and then the third act is them trying to kill this robot. And that's all I'm going to say about it. I don't want to give, you know, I guess I just did give it away, but man, oh man, like I was into this movie. You know what I mean? And then right at that halfway point, right when that guy beats it over the head and then gets killed by this thing, and it didn't show anything. Like it showed a little bit, like blood come out of his mouth, but I mean, I was expecting to see his head, like with every shovel hit, his head gets squashed a little bit more, do you know what I mean? And brains coming out, and it's a fucking sci-fi horror movie, for Christ's sakes. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. Like the first half of this movie I thought was fantastic. The overall movie isn't that bad. Like I watched it all the way through and I didn't go to my phone at all. You know what I mean? Like I was into this robot guy. I like these kind of movies, but goddamn, man, like this movie had to be rated R. It had to, because it did have blood in it. You know what I mean? Like squirting out of his mouth or out of their mouths and neck twists. So I'm sure it had an R rating. And if that was the case, then why the fuck wouldn't, like, I've said this, I don't know about how many movies. Like, I know you have to pay these actors, okay? Bring your fucking friends in. Like, you know what I mean? Call up 20 of your buddies and say, hey, listen, we're making a fucking robot movie that's going berserk. We need you to come over. I'm going to fucking dump a barrel of fucking blood on you and squash you. Fuck, I'd be the first one there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand these directors and producers and people involved in these movies that hold back on this shit. And I don't want to hear fucking budget. I've seen like zero budget movies that have fucking, like, look at Evil Dead. You know what I mean? Like, that movie was made on a shoestring budget and it was gory as fuck. Like, there's absolutely no excuse why, and it would have made this movie fucking awesome. Do you know what I mean? But it didn't. And it's just pretty okay. Do you know what I mean? Like, right now it's sitting at a 3.5 on IMDb. I don't know if it's that bad of a movie. I'll probably give it a 5, maybe a 5.5. Again, I really did like the first half of this movie, but as soon as I found out that this thing's not going to go just fucking berserk and just squash all these fucking employees, which it had the opportunity to do, you know what I mean? Like, and then they did one scene where a guy gets his arm blown off. It's CGI. Like, why? Just fucking make it practical. Why do you gotta cheapen out and use CGI? It's just so much potential lost. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just, you know, the two movies don't coincide with each other at all. Okay, but watching this movie kind of reminded me of how I felt when I watched Silent Hill, the original Silent Hill movie. The first half of that movie is fucking stellar, okay? And then at the halfway point, when they turn it into a fucking witch movie, I mean, it's fucking terrible, all right? The same thing with this film. The first half of this, I was getting into it, okay? Just the story, the pacing was good. I thought it was okay. I thought, here we go. This movie's not taking itself too seriously. It's kind of goofy, you know, funny in some spots. This robot is kind of funny. As soon as I realized at the halfway point that there wasn't going to be much of any gore in this movie, the last 40 minutes of this film was just going to be them running around the fucking factory, hiding. I was like, oh God, it's just right downhill. So yeah, I don't know. To give it a rating, I'd give it a 5.5. And that's, yeah, maybe even a 5. But seriously, watch it. Like I say with all the movies, watch it. See what you thought of it. I was just expecting a gory bloodbath for the second half, and it didn't happen. And there's no excuse for it. There's absolutely no fucking excuse for it. If you're involved in this movie and you see this trailer or this movie review, please leave me a comment. Like, I want to know why. I want to know why your low budget movie, which was so good for the first 40 minutes, you know what I mean? And then when this robot starts killing people, why it couldn't be a gory, bloody fucking mess. You know what I mean? Like, why? I don't understand it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't fucking know. Anyways, the movie's called Automation. Sorry, it's just the more I think about it, the more disappointed I am because I really wanted this fucking movie to happen. So, anyways, Automation. If you've seen it, let me know. If you haven't, please go watch it. It's out for rent now. Then get back to me and let me know what you thought of it, guys. And until next time, stay scared.